everyone! Today, we are going to learn about the course, Development of Digital Currencies, the Section 5.5, Digital Currencies Regulatory Models. Creating scientific and forward-looking regulatory models is key to balancing tech innovation and financial stability. This lesson will systematically analyze from three dimensions of sovereign rights confirmation, risk isolation, and rights protection, the collaborative mechanisms of regulatory systems, revealing how they provide resilient support for monetary sovereignty in the digital economy era. In this lesson, we will mainly cover the following topics. After this lesson, you will be able to deconstruct the nature of legal conflicts, apply penetrative regulatory frameworks, develop technical compliance standards, and build international coordination strategies. First, we need to address the most fundamental issues in digital currencies: regulation, legal rights confirmation, and property identification. In traditional financial systems, property rights are clearly defined by law, but this becomes complex in digital currencies. 1. Judicial rights confirmation and property identification. Switzerland's Distributed Ledger Technology Act establishes the principle that control of private keys equals ownership, granting digital assets exclusive property rights. This innovative provision resolves the fundamental issue of determining digital asset ownership. Meanwhile, the EU has established a digital asset resolution court through unified evidence, rules, and enforcement procedures, reducing cross-border bankruptcy dispute cycles by 60%. 2. Legal validity of smart contracts. As a crucial component of the digital currency ecosystem, how is the legal validity of smart contracts determined? The Ethereum Kleros system has established an on-chain arbitration mechanism, requiring multi-round voting by 501 randomly selected arbitrators before enforcing contract forks in disputes. Singapore mandates that financial smart contracts undergo audits by CertiK and other firms, increasing vulnerability detection rates to 98.6%. 3. Upgrading crime governance. To prevent criminal use of digital currencies, the EU requires platforms to use Chainalysis Reactor, hence the visualization of fund flows. Additionally, under the EU's funds transfer regulation, DEX platforms like Uniswap must implement KYC verification for liquidity providers, breaking down the protocol neutrality barrier. Next, let's explore the tiered design of regulatory frameworks, which is key to achieving effective regulation. 1. Institutional level regulation. Commercial banks and central bank digital currencies. Coordination. China's digital yuan implements a three-tier control strategy, including caps on personal wallet balances, single transaction limits, and annual cumulative limits, while imposing negative interest rates on large institutional deposits. The Bank for International Settlements, BIS, through its Dynamo model, calculates that when CBDCs exceed 25% of broad money supply, M2, commercial banks need to maintain a 50 basis point spread buffer to withstand disintermediation shocks. 2. Market-level regulation. Dynamic governance of DeFi and exchanges. The UK's Financial Conduct Authority, FCA, uses on-chain monitoring systems to scan Uniswap v3 liquidity pools, identifying 43% of abnormal trading paths, and establishing an automatic circuit breaker mechanism for price fluctuations exceeding plus or minus 30%. The Monetary Authority of Singapore mandates that lending protocols like AVE and Compound increase capital adequacy ratios and set automatic liquidation triggers, reducing systemic risk exposure by 37%. 3. Technology-level regulation, quantum security, and privacy tiering. Facing with potential threats from quantum computing, the U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology requires the transition from ECDSA algorithms to lattice-based cryptographic systems by 2030. China's digital yuan hardware wallets mandate the use of the national SM9 identity-based encryption algorithm. For privacy protection, a three-tier control system has been established, ranging from full anonymity to traceability, achieving a balance between security and privacy. Now, let's explore how technical standards are enforced to ensure a balance between security and privacy. 1. Full chain security certification, hardware protection. India's digital rupee mandates POS terminals to support NFC dual offline transaction signature verification. Key custody. Japan allows banks to take custody of cold wallet private keys after 5 failed biometric authentications. 2. Green finance constraints. The EU excludes Bitcoin's POW mining from green finance, promoting energy transition. After Ethereum's shift to POS, global blockchain energy consumption dropped from 230 terawatt-hours to 0.01 terawatt-hours, a 99.95% reduction. 3. Inclusive financial adaptation for the elderly. Physical access. Brazil's central bank mandates a 5% offline payment quota, supporting NFC SIM feature phone transactions. Interaction design. Voice wallets and biometric dynamic fonts are promoted globally, covering 230 million elderly with low digital literacy. Finally, let's discuss international coordination mechanisms, which are crucial for addressing the borderless nature of digital currencies. 1. Global Data Sharing Network. The IMF-led Galaxy project builds a CBDC data exchange platform, which through decentralized Oracle networks, captures real-time cross-border flow data, establishes a mixer protocol, address, blacklist, and constructs a quantum attack signature library for comprehensive risk monitoring. 2. Mutual Recognition Framework for Regulatory Standards. The ISO 2002228 standard is adopted to unify CBDC structure, supporting multi-chain atomic settlement and cross-chain liquidity pools. The EU enforces a 1,000 euros daily transaction limit for non-euro CBDCs, requiring AML reports for exceeding amounts to effectively block regulatory arbitrage. 3. Systemic crisis prevention system. When sovereign digital currencies reserves exceed 15%, the G20 agreement imposes a short-term capital flow tax. Based on the FTX case, a special liquidation court was established using blockchain evidence technology to shorten asset recovery cycles by 50% and creating a cross-border crisis response mechanism. Everyone, today we've systematically learned about the 4 core dimensions of digital currencies regulation: legal system construction, tiered regulatory frameworks, mandatory technical standards, and international coordination mechanisms. Through this lesson, we understand that the core mission of digital currencies regulation is to establish dynamic equilibrium amid the tension between technological radicalism and financial conservatism. Only by building a regulatory foundation deeply aligned with digital finance's DNA can we safeguard the stability and inclusivity of the financial system amid the monetary revolution. Finally, please complete the following exercises. That's the end of today's lesson. See you next time.